All right. Good morning, YouTube. I hope everybody's having a beautiful, just spectacular day. I meant to mention this in the last video and I didn't, so I'm making a special video just about it. Is the No King's Day uh, reunion march? There's a whole bunch of these things. They're not just marches, y'all. Look into it. Is all my life, especially in the South, there's a lot of people who never served. They act like they did. Their grandfather served or an uncle served or something like that, but they themselves have an extreme opinion about service, but they've never served themselves. And they'll always say, "I'm exactly the same man that you are," and da 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 da. You know, there's a whole mantra of crap that they try to, or that persona of something is what I'm trying to get at. And I'm here to tell you straight out. I honestly don't believe you are. And here's my reasoning, is what I'm trying to get at. If you were the same metal of man that I was when I joined and took the oath to defend the Constitution against domestic terrorists, just like the pedophile protection party, and I mean all of them. If they're not demanding the release of the Epstein files, they are pedophile protectors. There's no in between on that anymore. They've proven it again and again and again. They worship their orange pedophile, their 34-time convicted rapist. They worship this moral degenerate. So no, you're not the same caliber of human being. If you can go and defend the Constitution for those who can't, then yes, I stand in your awe, in your greatness of what kind of a different kind of human being that you are. Because you're not amongst the many, you're amongst the very few. Does it count to be a domestic terrorist who invaded or assaulted or whatever you want to call it, our capital? Okay, these were domestic terrorists that this criminal, this orange-faced criminal, pardoned. There's no way around that. They're fake treats. They're limp homosexuals. You know, breast beaters. You know, stuff like that. But they're not actual Americans. Yet, I mean, they were born here. They have citizenship, but they're not actual red, white, and blue Americans. They're sycophants, or I can't pronounce it. That's not the actual way you pronounce that word, y'all. And I understand that. Okay, sycophant is I believe is how you pronounce it. Just somebody who's just ass licking a dictator wannabe because they think it's their next time in line. Y'all, that it doesn't ever work. At some point, this old orange-faced geriatric is going to be gone. He's extremely old. The Russians were trying for somebody much younger. I'm assuming J.D. Vance or a Mike Johnson kind of sellout kind of human being. That would be the real one that they're after to put in, because then they could have a dictator for a long time. Right now, Trump has at best days, weeks, months. He doesn't have he's not that pony in the show that's coming around that's going to win. You know, that's not him. But I'm sorry to tell you that. And for everybody that is like all Jim Jones about his ass, you got the wrong one there. He's not even a wannabe Jesus guy. He's none of it. He cheated with his prostitute to marry another prostitute, to cheat with that prostitute, da 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 da. And some of them women were really nice women. I'm not meaning they were all prostitutes. I'm just saying he has a very low moral compass. And that needle's pretty broke. Like if it has a needle, I'm not sure, is what I'm trying to say. But I hope that you can come out to the wherever you're at, wherever in this nation you're found, or if you're overseas, or if you're a expat or anything in other countries. I pray that you attend the No Kings resistance that is coming up tomorrow. And that's October 18th, Saturday, October 18th. And there's a couple thousand of them across the nation. I'm going to attend my local one right here. Not because it'll be the biggest, it's because it probably needs as many voices as it can get. It honestly needs those. It needs to see people. People need to be seen there, however you want to word that. I say stuff backwards all the time. 2 truck wrecks. 2 tiny Category 4 truck wrecks. You go through that, and then we'll compare notes, okay? Judge me if you want. I don't care. But it's a good day out here. The sun's up. We've already made coffee. The batteries are going back up. I mean, they're not charged yet, but they're going back up. We're holding a 2,000 watt load, and it's already charging the batteries, is what I'm trying to get at. Ain't that a kick? I love it. But I love my nation as much, and I love my Constitution as much. Like I said before, I'm not a Democrat. I have voted for the Democrat ticket because I can't stand the pedophile protection party anymore. This is enough. If you're not a fucking pedophile, if you're not a rapist, a racist, release the Epstein files. Stop this hunt on immigration. If you're not any of these things that you say you're not, stop supporting the people who obviously are. If you've taken the oath to defend the Constitution, then defend the fucking Constitution against these domestic terrorists. But don't sit silent. Tomorrow is a litmus test, y'all. It goes one way or another. Either you were silent or you're going to stand for democracy. You're either going to be a sycophant for a wannabe dictator. I can't even put it in like good enough words on that one. The man is not correct. He wants to cut Medicare for millions of people. And no, they are not immigrants. They just fucking lie. These are people like my friend back home that has all kinds of fucking health issues. And now he has like a stroke or paralysis of an arm. And by January, he will be broke. He will be bankrupt with nowhere to go or not even a pot to piss out of when they raise his rate. And do I feel bad for people like that? Yeah, I do. I feel bad for people in my own neighborhood that I saw them flying Trump flags. They were great supporters of this orange-faced clown. And now they're in just as bad of a way. Y'all, you can't keep saying that the bully is who we want. I guess if you're a racist or a rapist or some other form of moral degenerate, you're going to root for this clown no matter what. But expect a fucking circus. It's not going to get any better, y'all. There's just nothing good that's going to come out of this. And that's the whole bunch of them. Sorry, just my take. We're going to keep it short, but I dedicated this one just to the Kings, the No Kings parade thing, or march, or resistance, or gathering, or every one of them have different names. So go there, take a sign or not, bring something to share for somebody or not. Do whatever, but show up and show your voice for democracy, for the Constitution, the actual rule of law. Not just going after his perceived slights in everyone that's ever tried to stand up against them. That's who he's persecuting. That's who he's prosecuting. And it's not going to get better from here. We're only 9 months into this lunatic's serve. It's only going to get worse from here, y'all. Just telling you, you might want to stand up. you might want to be counted on the right side of this one. It's a difference. This isn't him beating his war drum and calling all the lunatics to storm the Capitol. This is just an old, wore-out dude that proudly served for the Constitution, proudly served for the rights of every American. Yes, even the women. I proudly served for all the women out there. That sounds so sick and twisted, but it's true. Like, these people don't even think women are of the same species as they are, the same rights, or the same whatever. I'm here for everybody. Every human being that was ever born. I don't care if you were born boy or girl, or if you were born a he, she, shimmel, that Barney Purple and you ain't got no junk whatsoever. I served for that one too. That's the Constitution that I uphold. That's the democracy I want to see for my grandchildren's grandchildren. That's what I want to see. Just my take, y'all. And I can't back up from this. This is something that I can't even pretend this is real. And y'all need to take it real or not cry. Every time I hear these people that snivel about what's going down the line that voted for Trump, dude, you voted for this asshat. This is the circus you wanted. You can't vote for a clown and not expect a 3-ring circus. It's part of it. It goes that way, y'all. So if you don't want an absolute shit show of a clown destroying America, destroying democracy, trampling the Constitution, wiping his literal ass with it, then stand up and be counted tomorrow. You might not get this chance again. He more than likely will declare martial law over this. It's scaring him too much. Like, he's terrified. We could only hope that he would go to Hungary for his dictator reunion with all his little cronies and just decide to stay. That's all we could hope for. Not going to really happen, but hey, it would be, it'd work out better for everybody, I think. If he would just stop pretending to be anything other than the destruction of America, the absolute asunder of our Constitution and democracy, because that's what he is. That's what he's doing. He's Putin's lap bitch. I mean, he does whatever that man says. They were on a phone call and poof, he's going to Hungary to meet with Putin again. Oh, goodness, his little buddy. In that picture that Doodly drew, I would believe more that was a picture of Putin bareback on his horse than I would to believe that was a full-grown woman. That's a child that he doodled. He knew exactly what they were doing. He's a career criminal, y'all. I love y'all to death. I hope you have a good time. Leave in the comments where you went and all that, and I'd be thankful to know that y'all went and defended our Constitution and democracy against this absolute tyranny. We can't go back to this, y'all. We can't. It's not real. This is not. We can't go back to that level. But it is what it is, y'all. Y'all have fun. Just hope y'all do it and keep it safe. All right, talk to you then. Bye.